Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Web Native for week 8 of 2013. I'm at Phil Campbell.
I'm at PCM Creative.
And today I want to talk about working with third-party clients. I had a meeting last week, I think it was, with a guy who's in our building who wanted help with live streaming provisioning, which I was really, all for helping out. And after a few initial questions, sort of asked me for a quick, really sort of cut to the chase and asked me for a price. And I am more about relationship management and engagement with somebody. When I'm working as a third party for something, I want to know that if I'm doing a job, that all certain bases are covered. So I need to know that we've done our best work in terms of delivering what they want. So I gave the person probably about 10 or 15 different things that we need before we can, give a price, because we need to know how long it is.
They're quite key things.
Yeah, we need to know about the Wi-Fi. We need to know who the contacts are for the IT, for the firewalls, for, all sorts of different things that the questions we ask when a client asks us to do live streaming. Once we've got that information back, we then look at the cellular access around there. We look at the hotels around there, so we can stay and do a recce overnight. The sort of get in and get out of the sort of when we're going to turn up and how we're going to do it. And the reason why we do that is that it creates a very nice organised platform for us to deliver a quality product.
And we make media in transit as well. So if we're going down on a train, we will be talking on our Twitter about the fact that we're going down to that particular event. So we're engaging our audience, we're engaging the audience of the event. So it's not just turn up anymore. So what was
you just totally went off on one.
What was your point about sort of the third party?
So I gave all this information, and I had a meeting with that guy, and so I was expecting to get another email back. There was no sort of it's going to happen soon. It was just sort of we're just sounding things out, which I was cool with. And so in my mind, because I'm on something else, working on getting stuff ready for South by, I'm expecting an email back from him saying, hey, the client likes this, blah, blah, blah. Here's the information that you asked for. Can you now give me a quote? So, because when you go to have a meeting with somebody, that's the normal process. So then I get another email from somebody who works for them 2 days a week, but no sort of intro, no sort of what, it's just sort of bang, right, I'm picking this up now. And I guess that works for most people that are in business and having somebody in to do that. But for me, I'm still waiting in my head. I'm still waiting for a conversation with the person I sat with.
Is there a social media engagement aspect with this? Because of course, all of those people probably follow you on Twitter. Right. They read your updates. They may look at your blog. They've checked you out beforehand. So that it's almost like being a famous person. They feel they know you. Do you think that affects the way they engage with you? Because you don't know them.
Yeah, I think for me is that social works in different ways for different people at different times in their journey. And because my journey is sort of 6 years in, where some people might be 2 or 3 years in, my requirements myself to work with a client have changed. Yeah. So what I want to work, who I want to work with, is people that I want to amplify after I've done the job.
Yeah. So it's key to be working with those key stakeholders in the organisation rather.
Mine's not a one way. Yeah. Mine's not a one way. Take your money, thank you very much, off we go. I want to create working relationships with people that, it's fantastic that somebody went, oh, live streaming, Phil, or Phil and CJ, or events, CJ. Yeah. That's great, but I want people to understand that it's a relationship thing for me.
Well, I think it reflects in the price as well, which is if you bring a team of technicians in who just come in at the tech level at the venue, they'll put your equipment in. Yeah. But when you're working with Seller 54, there's a dialogue that takes place and an engagement that feeds into your social capacity.
Yeah, I'm trying to set the tone very early on in doing work with people that we haven't got the thing called manifesto yet, but I'm trying to get together a group of words and terminology about how the ethics of the business works, because it's not just taking money from somebody to do a job. because the content that we're making is stuff that I want to be able to talk about.
Yeah.
So I also want to be able to talk about, well, I met this guy, we did this, I told him the thing. I want you to know the story so you know how to interact with us. Maybe that's what we're doing right now.
So
That's coming up to
it is
5 minutes.
How do people engage with you? What would you like to happen if people want to work with you? What's the sort of approach that you're looking for?
Well, the perfect example, I had somebody do it this week. They saw my calendar on my blog. They can see when I'm working, what I'm doing, when I'm at the gym. And, you know, trying to integrate around that, try in the same way that I always ring my client and say, is it okay to pop around today? Is it a good day for you? You know, we're always in the studio, we're always making content, but, you know, email me. But I tend to want to work with the person that I meet rather than being handed off to somebody else, because I think that creates an issue in the communication
for you,
feedback for me.
I think that's a really good point. Okay.
That's it.
That's it for Web Native.
Yeah. What are we doing? Web Native. We'll see you next week.
See you.